YouTube, what is up? I got these LoPro trimmers right here. Get a good look at them. You know, these should be out very soon. Some of you guys have them, most of you guys don't. We're gonna get into the ins and outs of these trimmers, and I'm gonna let you know a little bit of information about them. I've used them, and these things hit. They're very good. I like them a lot. And I'm gonna let you know first things first. The metal cover on this is what's low profile. All right, there's really nothing protruding past that blade until it gets down to here. Okay, and this is not protruding much, enough for you to have your hands in the way, you know, and do what you gotta do while using them without, you know. I remember if you ever had a pair of I think it was Wall Heroes. This part here used to touch the person's head before the trimmer blade ever came close. So that I really do like about these trimmers here is the profile of it. The motor on this bad boy, it's a 6,800 RPM, so it spins in a circle 6,800 times. That's pretty powerful for a small trimmer, I gotta say. I'm loving it. I'm definitely loving it. They're not that loud when I'm using them, and that's what I like a lot because I'm used to the old gold being loud as hell. All right, well, I'll give you an idea. All right, we have these, and we have these. A little bit of a difference, right? Just a little bit. Yeah, so those sound like an airplane taking off. And, you know, I try not to use them near people's ears too much because that thing does get loud when you're going around someone's, you know, and you're kind of doing the corner of their beard. It gets to be a little too much. So I love having these because, again, it's toned down quite a bit. It's a better humming sound, too. It's not so annoying, you know. The battery on this bad boy runs for just over 2 hours, right? So while you're cutting, you know, you do have your cord you can plug in and use while you're cutting. All right, it's not, you don't have to charge it and then wait. And that's running pretty standard on a lot of clippers and trimmers now. So, you know, the runtime to me never really mattered. And the reason I say that, Babyliss, right? Babyliss comes, they always have their clippers and trimmers come with a cord, a very good cord, nice and thin. Okay, you see this? Nice and thin. It's not one of them thick, bulky cords. And there's a lot of it. Okay, I said this last time when I did the Gold FX review. You know, the cord is just ridiculous. I mean, they got plenty of room. I can go jump rope with this thing. All right, look at it. When you plug it in, it fits real snug inside your plug. Tell your friends. Look, perfect. All right, so when you're using it, you don't have to worry about it disconnecting. You don't have to worry about it kind of like, you know, blocking the way you want to put your hand or giving some tension by the way you want to move your hand around and use it. You know, you kind of can use it freely without this really being a distraction to you or anyone. But again, it's nice and long. This way you can, you know, you don't have to worry about, before we used to have cords all in the way. This could at least, you know, almost wrap around things, which I see as a plus. So that's good. Let's get into the blade. All right, so the blade. This is not a new blade. They've had this, all right? DLC 2.0. Diamond-like carbon deep tooth 2.0 millimeter T-blade. Okay, so the teeth are 2 millimeters deep. I wish I can get a little closer. You see that right there? All right, so that's the teeth. All right, so it is a deep tooth. All right, my original gold was not a deep tooth. It was a super sharp blade, though. It's probably the sharpest blade they have. I love these. This is some of my favorite. Just wish they were quieter. But this I noticed I like a lot because it's a lot smoother than that blade was. That blade they made, that's like the original blade too. I know they redid it, but it's super thin, so it almost acts like a fade blade. So when you're kind of coming up on someone's neck, it's gonna get caught in some skin pores and it's gonna like tug a little bit and rip sometimes. And you got to be very careful. So you got to hold it flat against the skin. With these, they're a little smoother. So on the end, you can kind of feel it's nice, a little more rounded. You can kind of, you know, do what you want a little more freer than holding it flat. You can kind of come up some and not have to worry about hurting someone or scraping them. So that I kind of like about this DLC blade, this 2.0 black Babyliss blade here. So I see that as an upgrade. which again, it's very nice when it's smooth. You don't have to worry about scratching somebody. These things cut so nice, right? You're just tapping it. And if you got these things zero gap good, you're just tapping it against someone's hair, and this, you know, it's barely touching their skin, but they see the hair falling all over the place. They're just basically scaring the hair away. I swear to God, it's nice. So oh yeah, okay. And like usual, obviously you can easily zero gap this while the blade stays on. You see the access to those screws there. Keep the blade on, you can zero gap it, no problem. This actually comes with a zero gapping tool that all you got to do is loosen up those two screws, put it on the back. You clip this piece on the back of this actual trimmer, even while it's on. You push it all the way up. You see where the teeth are. It grips in there. It actually gives some tension. So this way you can kind of move the blade around, and it stays where it's at, wherever you put it. Then you're able to tighten up these screws, and that piece that you put on the back, the zero gapper, will help keep the blade still. So you just tighten it up, remove it, check it, you know, see if it's good or not. Because you know the actual piece on the bottom of the blade, plastic. If you were trying to move the blade around without that zero gapper, it's gonna want to push the blade back where it originally wants to be, you know, seated. So again, that zero gap tool they come with this is nice. I like it. It comes with a little screwdriver with a hex head. Like, it's not, you know, Phillips or anything, but they give you all the tools needed to zero gap. Big plus, positives. So I'm gonna definitely say get a pair of these. These are fire. They're about $1.50. You might find them for a little less if you search online, but they're about $1.50, and you're gonna want to definitely get yourself a pair of these. Fire. All right, we're at the point now. We're gonna get into these LoPro FX clippers right here, and it did say Babyliss Pro, but from using them, I use them quite a bit. My finger kind of wore off the paint, but you get a good view of them. You know, very beautiful looking. Very sleek, low profile. Again, this piece is low profile. See the blade? Got a nice little zero gap on the blade. Let me see right there. Look at that. Oh man. What I like about these is that these have the same stats as the trimmer. Okay, so plenty of power. 13,600 swivels per minute, so 6,800 RPMs. You know, on average, usually about 5,000 RPM. So this actually amps it up quite a bit. And these things are cutting just like if they're plugged in. Okay, plenty of power, and they're for having a lot of power, they're very quiet. Right? The vibration on that, I love the way it sounds. The hum, it's not anything that's like overbearing. It's a low frequency. All right, which is the way I like to say it. So it's not gonna bug you. It's not gonna, you know, feel bad when it's near someone's ear. So they did an excellent job with that. All right, the zero gap is easy. You just move the blade, tighten it down. This also has the same lithium-ion battery. It's about just over a 2-hour runtime. It's not an issue because you got the plug. You plug it right in. You can run it while you're using them. The funny thing I like to say is that when you plug these in, the power doesn't change, which is kind of cool because that means you're getting all the power you get while it's plugged in is all the power you're getting while it's you know, being used without a plug. Normally when you plug something in, it gives it more power. When you unplug it, it takes it away. So to see these things sustain the power while being unplugged and using them cordless, that's a little different. You know, I'm not used to that, so that's kind of cool. That's the big ups to Babyliss. Again, the clipper's all black. It's a beautiful clipper, beautiful blade, nice thin blade. I guess it got a wedge blade from what I'm understanding. Okay, so it almost seems like it goes from a type, almost like a fade blade on the end, to a one. So what I like to say about this is that, you know, you can do your regular fading with it. Obviously, you don't have to hold it up. You can have it down. You can have it up. You can have it any way you want. You don't have to keep it flat. So that's nice, right? Because sometimes, again, fade blades, you go like this. You're chopping people up. This you don't have to worry. But I will say with this blade, what I do like is that I don't really ever use just the end, the corner of it by itself. Like when you're, you know, you see a lot of people using the corner. That's not my style. I always go in flat against the head and I make it happen, right? But I will tell you, when you use the corner of this, something about it makes the fade come out a lot better, especially with these clippers. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that you can still hear the crunch sound when you're taking hair off, but these do a very good job using just the last 1/4 inch of your blade to fade, you know, to fine tune your blends. Again, I don't normally do that, but with these, I've been doing that and it's been working out well. I've had actually some pretty tight blends that on people where you normally have problems, you know, where they have like very dense packed hair in spots, and them spots are darker and it looks like you did a bad job fading when you really didn't. So again, I don't know what it is, I don't know why, but these work out well for when you're using the edge of your clipper to fade and, you know, fine tune. So props there too. I'm gonna rate these up there high. You definitely want to get a pair of these too. I think they're just a little more expensive than the actual trimmers. I think I've seen a pair for like 170, 180. But again, that was like on a random website. So you definitely want to look into these, because these as a set, they work very, very good. They complement each other. Again, these are some of my first thoughts. I've had them for about 2 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and keep cutting with them. You guys are gonna see more videos coming very soon. And I hope you guys like the content. Subscribe, share. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.